is not here. Statement stayed. Yes, Honorable
Speaker,
Leader.
you know, this member for Kandara,
yes.
No, he's fond of listing questions and statements, and he's never in the House. And I know he has challenges. He's always in the US. I would really seek, because these statements keep coming up
what
here.
What does he do in the US? I have no record of giving him permission to go to US.
Honorable Speaker, I am certain if we checked our records, the member for Kandara is hardly ever in the House. Hardly. I even wonder who represents the people of Kandara here, as much as they have the women rep who can speak for them. But I would really plead that this statement, instead of deferring it, we just drop it all together.
Statement dropped. David Mboni. David Mboni from Kitui Rural. You are in the House. Tongoyo, are you ready with this? Yes. Go ahead.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I will try to summarize because it's a long one. Honorable Speaker, this is in response to a statement being sought by the said Member of Parliament for Kitui Rural concerning the death of Mr. Joseph Mungau Ilu. And Honorable Speaker, I want to respond as follows. On the 6th February, the Adjutant at National Police College, Embakasi, a campus reported at this is located at Embakasi Police Station, vital bin number 26 of Feb 2026, stating that on the 5th February, Mr. Joseph Mungau, who was an electrician at the college, had allegedly inflicted a throat injury upon himself using a kitchen knife within the campus premises. He was rushed to Nairobi West Hospital for emergency medical treatment, but unfortunately succumbed to his injury while undergoing treatment.
Service farm licensed by the Capital Markets Authority. How are their fees determined? How much has been paid out to date? What is his association with William Ruto? On the restoration of Nairobi rivers, Mr. William told Kenyans that on December 25, that Nairobi River will have fish. Can members of the press visit this river tomorrow and bring us one piece of fish? This government committed itself to protecting public assets, strengthening governance, eliminating corruption, and ensuring that public resources would be managed solely in the interests of the people of Kenya. It promised a government founded on transparency, accountability, and prudent stewardship of national resources. On the divestiture of the Kenya pipeline, has Kenya surrendered its ownership and control to a neighboring country? What was the rationale of forcing Kenyan state corporations to invest public funds in a public entity? Who is the mysterious lead transaction advisor, stroke investment banker that was the face of the IPO? How did he acquire his Kenyan citizenship, and whose interest does he represent? Mr. William Ruto and Senator Aaron Cheriot must come clear on their relationship with this mysterious dual citizen investment banker. On the sale of government's equity stake in Safaricom to Vodacom at 204 billion Kenya shillings, it was a ripoff. Each share was grossly undervalued at 34 Kenya shillings. Why didn't William Ruto allow the use of an open price discovery, or even better, allow a regulated cooperative and SACCO fraternity with over 1 trillion in deposits at the end of December 2025 buy out this stake? Aren't the cooperative society members hardworking, deserving Kenyans? What happened to Buy Kenya, Build Kenya? Or is it Buy Kenya, Build Ruto? Other national assets, such as the new KCC, Kenya Ports Authority, and Kenya Airways, have been strategically targeted for sale. What is the rationale of selling our heritage? Had hard-working Kenyans remit over 100 billion Kenya shillings monthly to the National Social Security Fund, NSSF. These funds now have been targeted for budgeted corruption and ring-fenced to fund infrastructural development projects, such as the Mau Summit Road, Twin Towers Commercial Building, and the Bombers of Kenya International Conference Center. Is this really prudent? Our pensioner fund safe? What is the role of the mysterious dual citizen investment banker in structuring the fund management contracts issued by NSSF? The Communication Authority of Kenya, Universal Service Fund, has recently approved the transfer of 45 billion Kenya shillings to the National Intelligence Service, allegedly for the procurement of an ICT system whose market value is only 2.5 billion. This approval was given by the then chairperson of the Communications Authority in the hope that her business loan would be repaid from the proceeds. As explained earlier, China Road and Bridge Company, CRBC from China, is the major conveyor of corruption in Kenya and is the recipient of projects worth 1.2 trillion, namely the Naivasha, Malaba, SGR, Mombasa SGR, JKI modernization projects, Talanta Stadium, Southern Bypass, Eastern Bypass, Western Bypass, Makuba Bridge, and Bombers of Kenya, among others. Patriotic Kenyans, over the last 4 years, Mr. William Ruto has systematically eroded the values, principles, and institutional structures of Kenya's public service that was built to ensure an efficient, ethical, and representative government workforce. Today, the public service is demotivated and has taken a back seat, as William Ruto single-handedly runs the operations of government without any professional input from our dedicated civil servants. No wonder government programs are launched and they are after repackaged for another launch. Dear Kenyans, the Church of Christ has been a major casualty of William Ruto's deception. On 5th May 2022, he executed a charter between the churches and the Kenya Kwanza Coalition. He committed that his administration would protect the freedom of worship in Kenya and respect the church as a societal partner in national development. Fast forward to 2026, he has introduced punitive legislation through the Religious Organization Bill 2024, aimed at controlling the activities of the church. He has also increased fees required to carry out official activities. Who can forget the 2026 brutal murder of Reverend Julius Dumia of Nakuru PCA? Who will ever forget the attacks on Wetima ACK Church? Who will ever forget the attack of All Saints Cathedral? On 4th October 2020, William Ruto, then Deputy President, was expected at AIPCA Church in Keno. Police officers tear-gassed the church. At the time, William Ruto said, the Jubilee administration is a product of kneeling and prayer before many altars in Kenya. It cannot be the same administration is now going to tear-gas the church and disgrace our altars in Kenya. William Ruto then said. Today, as president, the church is a serious attack. He has taken the attack to the church a notch higher, beyond tear gas, live fire, torching of vehicles, and a clear intention to kill an altar. He has completely betrayed the Church of Christ. This cannot be forgotten. Mr. William Ruto has completely betrayed the Church of Christ. That prayed him into government. The economic burden on ordinary Kenyan worker has also increased. The Federation of Kenyan Employers has also reported that in 4 years, a number of local and international companies either closed operations or exited the Kenyan market. These include CMC Motors, Base Titanium, Nakumat, Twiga Industries, Dilaru, Jumia Foods, and Hilton Hotels. Today, households continue to experience severe financial squeeze due to cumulative tax charges, high utility costs, transport costs, and a stagnant job market that has limited formal opportunities. While in office as Deputy President of the Republic, I championed the restoration and the recognition of prior learning program as an avenue to increase opportunities and income for non-certified but skilled Kenyans that are the providers of goods and services that we consume as a nation. Further, I developed a framework of cooperation and engagement between Nairobi City County Government, Nairobi County Traders, KRA, Anti-Counterfeit Authority, and the Kenya Bureau of Standards. The objective of the framework was to A, provide a platform for resolution of disputes arising out of trading activities and the informal sector, foster goodwill, cooperation, and consultation between the parties, recognize the importance of collaboration in achieving shared goals in the informal sector, and promotion and improvement of the well-being of traders and their micro, small, medium enterprises. What happened? As soon as I left office, William Ruto and Nairobi City Governor Johnson Sakaja abandoned this framework. You all remember that on 8th August 2022, a liter of super petrol retailed at 159 shillings. A liter of diesel retailed at Kenya shillings 140. As we speak today, the price of super petrol is 214 Kenya shillings and diesel 222.86 for a liter of diesel, representing an increase of 34.05% and 59.18% respectively. These increases have been contributed to higher transport costs, increased food prices, and a greater pressure on household incomes. Kenyans will recall that on April 2026, I exposed the opaque nature of the government-to-government framework and detailed its contribution to an increased landed cost of fuel products. The whole scheme and con game were nothing like G to G. It is government route. What I'm saying in a nutshell is that the high cost of fuel has nothing to do with international prices. It has everything to do with business interest of William Ruto, where he is a key player of oil importation and distribution in the country. The average Kenyan worker loses between 45 and 50% of their monthly earnings that are deducted through punitive levies and taxes, leaving significantly less disposable income for their households. For example, a teacher in Wajir earning a gross salary of 50,000 in 2022 took home approximately 42,000 Kenya shillings. Today, under William Ruto, the same teacher who is making 50,000 takes home 38,000, while facing substantially higher food, fuel, transport costs, reduced school capitation, and increased challenges in accessing healthcare. Coupled with the rising cost of petroleum products, the Kenya Kwanza covenant to put money into people's pocket is nothing but a pipe dream. If anything, Mr. William Ruto has achieved the complete opposite and has taken money out of Kenyans' pockets, leaving them with a reduced net disposable income. This covenant was central to the plan to improve the lives of Kenyans. As the party leader of DCP, I once again called on this government to cushion the payslip by suspending the affordable housing levy and reducing the payee tax burdens. This, together with the review of petroleum price framework, taxes charged will give Kenyans an increased net income. A punitive and unpredictable taxation regime is one of the principal causes of the high cost of living. William Ruto should lead from the front and actualize his promise made in the wake of the 2024 Gen Z protest to reduce government recurrent expenditure. State House does not need 18 billion Kenya shillings for 12 months. These funds could be used to subsidize rising fuel and food costs for the benefit of Kenyans. Or better still, these funds can be used to ensure farmers in arid and semi-arid lands have access to clean water for domestic purposes, farming, and for their livestock. Patriotic Kenyans, Mr. William Ruto promised to build a disciplined, transparent, and accountable government founded on prudent public finance management, constitutionalism, and the rule of law. He pledged to reduce the cost of government, manage public debt responsibly, eliminate corruption, strengthen institutions, and uphold the Constitution while protecting the rights and freedoms of every Kenyan. 4 years down the line, the government introduced new tax measures, expanded statutory deductions, implemented changes to public finance management, undertook toxic borrowing to finance government programs. It also introduced reforms affecting public institutions and the administration of government. Instead of easing the financial burden of citizens, the tax burden has increased significantly. Households have experienced reduced disposable income while facing higher prices for food, fuel, electricity, and other basic commodities. On the debt management, why is this regime in open violation of Article 211 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 and Section 15(2)(c) of the Public Finance Management Act 2012 that strictly prohibits the financing of recurrent expenditure using debt. Looking back, we know that the Grand Coalition government borrowed an average of 200 billion shillings annually. The Jubilee government of Uhuru Kenyatta borrowed an average of 700 billion shillings annually. This regime of William Ruto borrows an average of 1.4 trillion annually with no corresponding development. Since August 2022, Kenya's debt growth has entered a dangerous pattern of continuous triple-digit or near triple-digit expansions. As we speak today, every citizen of Kenya and every child born as of this morning has a debt of Kenya shillings 221,000. This country has a debt of 13.02 trillion, up from Kenya shillings 8.6 trillion in August 2022 when William took over. Mr. William Ruto has borrowed in excess of 5 billion in excess of